Hello, you've reached Hack Games. My name is Jeremy, and this is episode 3 of our Reformed Fiend Pathfinder Let's Play. Last episode, we spent most of the time in the mongrel shantytown. We ran around, picked up the goods that they had left lying around on the ground, and sold them back to them for a tidy profit. We rested in one of their huts, and then we took off on our way to the shield bays. So let's go. We've spotted a trap. As you can see, in this case, the trap's actually in the next room over, which is kind of nice that you can find the trigger to get rid of it before you actually get near the trap itself. So let's go ahead and get rid of that.
I am helpful, am I not?
This guy up here has really good armor, so we're actually going to use a cooldown. In this fight, we are going to use Smite Evil so that Seela has an easy time hitting him.
Do not fear! Do not waver!
As you can see, we were at reach, but then we moved in closer to bite. So this is why we aren't going to stick with a reach weapon going forward, because we're going to be in melee anyways. We don't get the benefit of the reach. Ooh, someone got a good sneak attack there. That was us. And let's grab all the loot from everywhere. Oh. The pets were obscuring his dead body, so I couldn't get stuff off of it. And we'll go in this one. So if we look at the map here real quick, we're going to go down or south in both of these. Oh, did I forget? I did. I forgot. We can't actually get back out here. I'll just give up on it. We forgot to try to skin the lizard. It's not really a big deal. So this is going to lead us to kind of a big area down here, which is all underwater.
I hope you appreciate this.
We'll do some more lock picking.
I am helpful, am I not?
Luckily, her really high lock picking for most of the items in here gives us between 90 and 100% chance. At 90, you actually cannot really fail because you can just keep trying and trying and trying. The lock only jams if you fail it by more than 10%. So the first one you can actually fail and jam the lock on would be 85%. And we're going to go in here, facing this direction. And again, we're just going to have Snuffles charge in.
They are the darkness.
Alright. These took a little bit of damage here, but we were able to clean everything up before he died.
Something here. I am helpful, am I not?
Yes, Camellia, sometimes you are helpful. And we're going to take care of the southern part first here. Oops. This fight we should be alright for. We're gonna have the dog go right after the archer. And everybody's dead. Now, this next fight, I'm kind of borderline whether we'll be alright here or whether we should heal up Snuffles. But we're going to give it a try here real quick, and if we don't make it, we will make some changes. We want to focus on the Brute, really, in this case. He has a ton of hit points. Oh, he got our tank there. He does a lot of damage, hits really well. Let's see. I'm going to be mad real quick. I'm going to have the dog go grab this guy. And he is a half-orc, so he stays up for one round after you get him to the end of his HP. I believe this turns off automatically. Yep, there we are. So we did have to use, you know, a little bit of a buff there, but it's not really a big deal. It's only 2 out of our 6 rounds we have per day. And now we'll run up here. Let's see how long we're fatigued for. 30 more seconds. So for this next fight, we are going to buff up. We're going to use both our Bless and our Embiggener or Enlarge spell. And we're also going to... Oh, looks like we are going to use Bond so that we can throw a heal on him again. This one has a longer spellcasting time, so I usually use this one first. And I want this over here. Alright. So, while we have these buffs timed, we're going to try to do 2 fights. Oh.
Yet another obstacle.
Oh, Camellia goes down. The archer must have got her just before we got him. The other fight we're going to try to do is in this room right over here. And I don't think it matters if Camelia's at low health. So we'll just go in and get the fight started while we still have our big person and everything else going on. So here we're going to have, we've got another brute up here. Again, lots of damage, lots of health. We're going to have the dog go after the ranger. It doesn't seem to be registering for some reason. We're going to have Sela go after...
Did I mess up again?
The heartbeat quickens.
So Sela's going to go after... Come on,
Did I mess
Sela.
up again?
Pooch, are you on the ranger? Alright. So we're just clearing out some of the weak guys right away here first. And I'm going to hope everyone else is on the brute. Let's just take a... Oh, we're going to rest after this anyway, so we'll go ahead and use challenge. This is just going to give us some more damage on him. And our fatigue is gone now, so we're going to... I completely forgot to use that. So our elephant did outright die. It's because he went more negative HP than he has HP. That, however, is not a big deal, because once we rest, which we're going to do in the very near future here, he'll be back with us.
Let us be careful.
This is one of the few
I hope you
locks that you can actually jam down here.
This one was beyond me.
So she failed, but since it's
I
95,
am
we can just
hopeful.
try again.
Am I not?
That's a big difference from the first Pathfinder game. In the first Pathfinder game, if you failed, you actually had to wait until your skill level changed, so you got to level up or something else happened so that your lockpicking skill was a different amount.
I spotted something.
We are going to rest in this room. We have to... Actually, we're going to rest down here. There is one more encounter in that section. We're going to save that for last, though, because it's actually the hardest encounter in the shield maze here. So, let's go ahead and take a rest if we can fit the stuff down in here. For me, I do the rests when I'm all out of buffs that I can cast, essentially. Hit point based, I would just go ahead and use consumables to get those on. I don't use buff consumables very often unless I know the fight requires them. So I don't just continue going and use buff consumables very frequently. In this case, we are not going to rest for 3 days, because that's ridiculous. We're going to go ahead and rest for 9 hours. I would recommend always turning off the rest for recommended period, because it does not set things up correctly, and you're going to end up resting for way longer than you need to. And there are some time limit constraints within the gameplay to be aware of. We've got a little back and forth between our party companions. Some of these back and forths are voiced. This one apparently is not. Actually, I can't remember if they just start being voiced after we get out of here. Oh, it looks like we failed everything here. We failed to camouflage our camp. We needed to roll a 4. And we did need to roll an 11 to weaken the impact of corruption, which we can't see yet, but we'll be able to see later. So as you can see, we're not full health right now. That's okay. We don't need to be full health. We can actually, we can actually cast our heals here. Let's do that first, before I look into utilizing potions. If we make it far enough where our health is kind of running low, but we still have our buffs available, that's the point at which we'll just use potions to just keep going.
Let me draw the first blood.
I'm going to have the dog go this way. Oh, these guys are in the way. Sela, what are you like?
Take you.
Our dog trips up this archer, which is nice. Sheila's kind of running around, but she doesn't know what's going on. There we go. We did take some damage in that fight. We must have got hit by an arrow. I wasn't really paying attention there. We're going in this door next. Oh, after we pick this lock.
I am helpful, am I not?
In this case, we're going to kind of do the same thing we did out front with the bugs. We're going to have everyone hold their ground here, and we're going to have
a lizard and a human enter a tavern.
Land go
What'll it be, Land?
Stealth.
The bartender asks.
And we're going to shoot the wizard, and then we're going to run away.
Endure this.
Save the last one for me.
Oh, we missed. So we want Lan on him, and we want her on him.
Demand your blood.
Because again, so as you can see, because Lan was the first one to engage him, he was the one that was eating those magic missiles instead of our tanky elephant here, which is okay because our elephant can't do anything to mitigate magic missiles, so he would have just been taking damage instead of Lan. So let's grab loot off the dead bodies. Let's grab loot off our treasure chests. And we're off in the other direction. We found a secret right here, but we're going to go pick up these chests first, and then we'll look at that in a second.
Found something.
Sela, I don't like how you're running there.
I hope you appreciate
You do have to be a little wary of the AI because it will run directly into traps and trigger them if you're not careful. So here's a little storeroom that we found. And we're going to take a quick look. We picked up a note a while back from the Hand of Hosilla down near the Water Elemental's door. Here is the note that we found. It's a little bit humorous. It's nice to see that she finds that her underlings are essentially morons. Alright. This is the room that I like to drop stuff in. And it's just, we'll keep our weight down, and then once we have access to sell things, we'll pop back in here and pick them back up. So I'm just going to drop all of the armor right now, including the magic armor. And we'll go for the next fight here. There's kind of a lot of guys in this next fight, but none of them are particularly dangerous. So again, we're going to have Snuffles go in.
No, they did.
We're going to have the dog go after this cleric over here. And we will also go after them. Technically, we don't want our melee running closer to these guys than our tank in this fight. Oh. Well, our dog didn't listen. It's not going to really matter, though. He ended up tripping one of them. And nice aesthetic. They have a nice blood pool here. You can pop in and take a quick bath. Have a soak.
Let's head out.
No, what is that?
They do have a couple of these rooms where I think they're trying to show off the camera spin, because you kind of need to spin the camera to get around. Otherwise, you are going to run over the trap.
I am helpful. Am I not?
And here we have some demons. So we are actually... Oops, I already have that equipped. We're going to switch to the axe for this fight. It'll just allow us to automatically bypass any damage resistance the demons here have. Oh, Snuffles, you charge them.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
Everyone else go here. Snuffles, you just stay. Oh. Actually, let's just have everyone go after him. Lan, you can go over here. Just get out of the cloud, guys.
The world in crimson.
Who is... Sela is the one getting hit here. If you pause it, you can technically see who they're trying to hit. The red line will go to the person they're trying to hit. So it's difficult to tell there because they're in the same spot. But we're just going to run her outside. Now he's trying to hit me. I don't want him to hit me either, so we'll have me run outside. There. Now he's trying to hit the tank where we want him. If you care about the attacks of opportunity there, I really didn't, because they're not going to hit you very hard. But you're going to want to turn this on, and you do have to wait until... Oh, it doesn't turn on out of combat. But you do have to wait until you see the little icons or the blue swirl around before you try to run away. And then you have to make a mobility check in order to avoid having an attack of opportunity against you. Now we're going to head this direction. Oh yeah.
Something here. Death is life's final surprise, and I enjoy surprising people. I am helpful, am I not?
And this is the section we're going to buff up for again here. There are extra demons through this door here, and they actually hit really hard. The water elemental is the toughest single fight in this location, but this next area with 4 Cambions is probably the next one after that, because if they get a crit on you, they can very easily outright kill your companions.
What's on
or
your
yourself.
mind? I wonder.
So let's heal up real quick. We're gonna drop one on both. Oops. I was trying to click on that. And then we'll make her big. I should probably make us big. We actually can hit better than she can. I forgot to drink that.
A solid plan.
All right. Now, while we still have those buffs up, we're going to try to get one more fight in.
I hope you appreciate this. Follow my steps.
Let's see, what do we have here? 45 seconds as opposed to a minute left. Well, we'll just start it and we'll use our rage after we get into the fight a little bit.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Attack!
Oh, again, I forgot to use my mutagen, which was the whole reason I wanted to go Alchemist down here.
Aim carefully.
Or go Alchemist before taking the Oracle level anyways. Oh, our elephant went down. It's not going to matter at this point, though.
Let's head out.
And we got him. This is our first puzzle, and let me see if I can remember. I believe the answer to... yeah, there it is. So the answer to the colors is identified by taking a look at these portraits. It's yellow, blue, red, yellow. Whoa, wait, this is... No, it can't be. I know that hilt. Radiance. The Sword of Great Yaniel. That's what this is. But it's meant to be in the Tower of Estrad with all the other relics. That's what I heard, at least. Well, of course, this rusted piece of metal must be that very same sword. I think you merely wish that this were the illustrious sword of legend. You don't get it. I've seen this sword 100 times, in paintings and in the hands of Yaniel's statue. I've even thought of going to the Estrad Museum to see the real thing in person. How did it get here? What's so special about it? Now? Nothing, I guess. But this sword was legendary in its day. People say that when Yaniel held it, the blade would glow, striking demons left and right. Soldiers would see Radiance's light from afar and take heart, rushing into the fray and winning. But I don't know what's wrong with it now, or how to restore its power. All I can sense is that they made a mockery of it. You're empathizing with an object? Extraordinary. Are all paladins so tender-hearted and sensitive? Sensitive in a way, yes. We're highly attuned to evil and everything wrought by demons. Radiance was in evil hands, and as a paladin, I can tell you, they did nothing good to it. Well, who's this Yaniel person? No. You've never heard of Yaniel? She's famous all over Galarian. She was a great woman. She was born in Mendev, and when the Crusade started, she just couldn't sit idly by. She dedicated her life to the Crusade. People say she was audacious and spirited. She was always the first in a battle, and she never sacrificed other people's lives for a tactical advantage. That's how she's been remembered, as an incredible warrior who seemed to blaze with righteous fury. In all the images of her, she looks capable of driving all the demons back to the abyss single-handedly. But then something happened between her and her commanders. Maybe they envied her. Maybe there was more to it than that. I don't know. But anyway, she went into the World Wound without her fellow soldiers, and she didn't just survive the mission, she even brought back Crusaders she rescued in there. Can you imagine it? She died as she lived, with pride. She was one of the people defending Dresden to the very end. That's where she perished. Don't take this the wrong way, but I really hope that she died quickly. A hero's death. Because if she didn't, that means she was taken prisoner and had to endure unspeakable horrors. I wouldn't wish on anyone. You know a lot about Yaniel. Are you a fan of hers or something? I suppose you could say that. I've always felt an affinity with Yaniel. I know what it's like to not be what your commanders want you to be. Whenever I used to feel under pressure, I always thought of Yaniel. Maybe some people didn't like how she was, but to people she pulled out of the World Wound, she was perfect. And to the people she saved on the battlefield, she was incredible. And to those who keep her memory alive, she is a hero. That's what counts. Well, how could this priceless relic end up down here? Yaniel disappeared, but by some miracle, Radiance was recovered from the battle. No one else has ever wielded it. It's Yaniel's blade, and it always will be. That's why it was put in the Tower of Estrad with other Crusade relics. But now it turns out somebody stole it? I have this weird feeling like I'm rescuing a fellow warrior from a dungeon. We can't just abandon it, even if it's no use to us. It's no use to anyone down here. But what if it could be repaired? Finding such a relic here, in the darkness, this is a good sign. Iomedae herself must be helping us. I hope you're right. Inheritor in heaven, can you hear us? We need your help now more than ever. Let's keep going. And we'll grab some other loot down here. So we did just pick up Radiance. That is a long sword that can be upgraded. It's kind of tailor-made to be given to Sela. Because we're going to be using Sela on a mount, though, I'm debating having her use a two-hander. So if that happens, it's unlikely that anyone will use Radiance. But we'll see. I'm not sold on that either way as of yet. Oh, I should go pull this so I don't forget to do it later. Grab some more gear. And back to this door, where it looks like we do need a couple heals. Actually, does she? I don't think she has any left. Correct. So, yeah, we're going to guzzle some potions here. Just one, I guess. And who needs a ring? I'm going to give her the ring and put the cape on the elephant. And let's see. I'm going to give Sheila one of these composite longbows, and I'm also going to give Lab one of these composite longbows. The main difference here, let's see where the regular longbow went. Oh, did he already have a composite one? Oh, no, it went down here. So the main difference here is the composite ones allow you to use your strength bonus as a damage bonus. The regular longbows you get no damage bonus for. Also, crossbows you get no damage bonus for. For short bows, it's the same kind of thing. If you have a composite short bow, you can use your strength bonus as damage. Now, we really don't, this fight right here, we really kind of don't care. As far as buffs go, it's 3 guys. It's a fairly easy fight. We're going to go ahead and have
Watch each other.
our tank charge in at one of the clerics. Everyone else can go after the Crusader type guy, the Hand of Hasala. The reason we do it that way is because we're still contacting the Hand of Hasala, so he is still going to attempt to hit our elephant. He's not going to go after anyone else. And those clerics are a little bit of a priority to kill. They're not a big deal either way.
Let us be careful.
I think we'll do this one right here real quick as well. And put everyone on
Always
hold.
be ready for the worst.
And have Lan shoot them and
Weapons ready.
bring them back out for us.
You won't survive
Enemy
me.
near.
Oh, our dog's gonna die.
I feel faint.
This time I probably should go back to using the other weapon. We lost a little bit of dexterity there. Well, I used my perfect strike up, but that's fine. We didn't actually get to utilize it. I just wanted to make sure everything was going to die quickly. We are poisoned currently, so what we want to do is we want to look for the person with the highest religion. She's got 6. I think that's probably the highest. Yep. So we are going to have her
I will help where I
attempt to
can.
use this ability, which is Treat Affliction, which attempts to remove the poison. It does not do anything for the dexterity damage. And we succeeded. No more poison. So these guys will still have dexterity damage once we take a nap and they get back up. We may or may not. It depends on how much damage we actually took. Looks like just 1. So we probably won't still have dexterity damage after we wake up. Let's see what we get from this room, though.
Not this time.
I do want to succeed at picking this lock because there is a nice little necklace in here. And now that we have the key, kind of most of the stuff is cleared up. We have 2 other encounters. We have earth elementals right here, and we have a water elemental right here. But we're gonna go fight the last encounter, or I guess the boss encounter in this area, before we try to clear those up. The reason that is because the boss drops a really nice glaive that we would like to use for the other encounters. So, let's get our pets back. We'll go ahead and camp out here.
My sword is an extension of my arm. My sword is an extension of my arm. So, is my plumage an extension of my head? Focus, Sela.
And we failed the ritual again. But we passed camouflage that time. And our pets are back. Oh.
You can trust me.
And we are going to just heal ourselves up real quick. I think that's probably good enough. The game is going to auto-save here. That's kind of a hint that you should maybe do a quick save before you kind of rush ahead too much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get to the top of the stairs here, and we're going to use buffs again,
Well,
and then we'll quick save and run in. Oh wait,
oh, you
I want you to buff.
The spirits guide me.
You to buff her.
Shall not fail.
What's on your mind? I wonder.
Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge.
We will win this war.
Actually, we'll do this before we run down there as well. This is a standard action, so it does take a long time. Oh, I wish they would have got the demon a voice actor. But I, your master Sevamelik, can make you better, stronger. I can satisfy your hunger. Starvelings of the dark, submit to me! No, we're the descendants of crusaders. Trusting a demon would be a betrayal of their memory. Hasela? Take care of this chum for me. Well, who is the next descendant of crusaders who values old legends more than their life? Beasts, monsters, and human guys, reveal your true nature. This is the sweet, wholesome flesh of a righteous Aasimar. Eat, underground crusaders. Eat the flesh of the crusaders from above. Find your true strength. They have no manners. They just eat with their hands. So we rush at the demon, but the air seems to grow thicker with every step. We feel like we're watching from underwater as you see the mongrels fall to their knees one after the other, crawling to the Aasimar's body. You hear their fangs tearing through the flesh. You hear the sloshing of blood. You hear the former mongrels snarl like animals, fighting over the most tender and juicy bits of meat. Our companions writhe in agony. One clutches at their head, another doubles over. You feel saliva pool in your mouth. The metallic tang awakens hunger in you. The hunger turns to rage. This winged filth dares to try to bind you to its will? It dares to tempt you with the sweet scent of meat? Untainted by corruption? This wretch must die. And still, clarity remains with you. Somewhere, deep down, beneath the veil of rage and anger, you sense the light trying to break through. So, if we want to unlock the Demon Mythic Path, I believe we have to select number 2 here. However, in this playthrough, we're just going to be goody two-shoes and be an angel. So we're going to seize the light hidden within you. The other difference right away here is if you decide to use the Demon Mythic Path, well, I'll tell you when it comes up here. By sheer force of will, you master your rage, and almost in response, warmth suffuses from you within. Warmth and joy from the simple realization. We can win. We can save these people. The power of heaven bolsters and guides us. Its light breaks free, and enveloping the mongrels grants them the gift of blissful oblivion. Lowering your gaze, I see a scarlet stain on our chest. The wound has reopened, and instead of blood pouring forth, we see only radiant light. He saved, but he still took half damage. What are you? Destroy this vermin. She's already wounded. Windu, kill! So, because we picked Angel, Windu's actually going to fight against us here. I'm no longer your slave, Hasela, but I will gladly kill anyone who pokes their nose where it doesn't belong. If we had selected Demon, Windu actually would have joined our team and fought against Hasela. So what we're going to do here is...
The spell eludes
I was going to try to charge her right away, but apparently I can't. The dog can. We're going to have the dog charger, and we're going to have Land Shooter.
Endure this.
And then everyone else, well, I don't know why everyone's set to her. We're going to have the dog charger, and we're going to have Land Shooter. She has very few hit points, but she actually does do a decent amount of damage. We're going to give Lan his +1 to hit, and we're going to give him a bigger bow. There's nothing I want to do with her right now. We're going to be angry and use this, and she's going to smite her. So Windu's down. We are getting the extra 1d6 damage from our precise strike there. And we beat the crud out of Vasila. Oh, mighty Sabamelech, protect me with your little demons. In this case, we are going to have
Into the fray.
A solid
damage go this way, and we're actually going to have Camilla step back to melee, and then we're going to have everyone else go over here, I think. Oh, what's the elephant doing? Nothing. Oh, I forgot. Vasila is still up. Again, if we had selected the other one, Windu would have joined our team and just killed her at the end. I'm so used to that being the case that I forgot that she was still going to be alive. And I just died because of it. So, we're going to load back up here, and we're off. Oh, I forgot. For some reason, this didn't actually cast out in the hallway, so I'm going to cast this right away instead. I just hit her for 40 though, so she might not be alive that long. Oh, who hit us for 24? Wendu. Wendu killed us before we could, before the dog could get her. Well, I guess we're gonna heal up a little bit here. We are gonna use our blur.
Learn from their mistakes.
Open your heart
And
to mercy.
we're going to actually use this.
I'll watch your back.
I want her on melee. And that'll be fine, actually.
I'm
So
gone.
let's get this thing underway. Alright, let's see how we do this time.
Save the last one for me.
Attack!
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Aim carefully.
I don't know why it starts everybody out on, we're going to turn Cleave off for a little bit here. Everyone off on Windu.
I'll cut you wide open.
Can she charge? Sela can charge. We're going to do that real quick, and we're not going to have Lan switch over. We're just going to have Lan shoot,
This pain is excruciating.
I don't know why she was targeting Camila, but she seems to be a bit of a pain in the ass with that right now. Oh, we want the dog to fight defensively now. Probably just for one hit.
Leave a bruise.
Alright, back to demons.
Be careful.
This time I'm gonna remember that she's still up. Don't want everyone on
The
her, though. We'll
spirits
probably
demand your
do this. Lan, you go ahead and shoot over here.
Survive me.
You actually never used your smite like I asked you to right in the beginning. Okay, she's down. That's the detriment, I guess, of real time with pause. Is I did try to use some abilities there that just didn't go through.
It's not exactly unexpected.
What else are we supposed to do with you? You're not just a traitor, you're a monster. The young ones believed you, and you lured them to a demon and watched them eat human flesh.
I was trying to make them strong. What have you done for them? What were you doing while I was looking for ways to bring strength to our tribe? You're useless, Lan.
I led by example. I trained. I tried to become stronger so I could go to the surface and maybe do something worthwhile with my stupidly short life. And I will do it. I might be the one to bring our whole tribe to the surface. But you? Why would you want any power that turns you into a monster? These young guys and girls, they trusted you. And they were turned into mindless animals, ready to eat corpses at a demon's command.
I went through the same ritual as them, and I didn't become an animal. I conquered my anger. The anger that has been building and building in every one of us for decades. Unlike you, I have no intention of just lying down and politely accepting death. I will rise above all this, while you'll still be stuck with your pride, chewing on rats.
Well, while they're having this conversation, I'm going to go ahead and inspect the wound on my chest. It's gone. Like it was never there in the first place.
It's gone. It was just there, and now it's gone. It's gotta be some kind of demonic trickery. You need to have a cleric look at that.
If she had been marked by the Abyss, do you think some nobody priests will be able to help? No, the demons have branded this uplander, and judging by the smell of the blood pouring from her chest, the demons will be able to find her wherever she goes. And they'll find you too, Lan.
So, you've been serving Sebamelik this whole time?
Better to serve a strong master than to eke out an existence in a dark hole with no hope. I am of the Neathers. Our lives are short, but we are hardier than humans. I realized a long time ago that I was capable of more than this life offered. And I follow whomever is the strongest.
I thought you were better than that. I thought you were proud of your heritage, but you're willing to crawl on your belly before anyone who's even a little bit stronger than you. You're not a mongrel. You're a cave slug. You have no understanding of the meaning of family or tribe.
Oh, so now you think you know everything about me. You're one of the best hunters in the tribe. It benefited me to ingratiate myself with you. So I acted in a way that pleased you.
Well, why didn't you try to stop us from going inside the maze? You knew that we might uncover your secret.
Sebamelik is always in need of new servants. You'd make as good a servant as anyone else, and then... once you'd gone missing in the maze, not even the redoubtable Lan would have dared look for you.
But then why did you come with me to look for the sword?
So I could kill you quietly if you found it and stop you taking it to the village, you idiot. I would have told everyone that you got caught in a cave-in. But then the Uplander showed up and I had to change my plans.
You said you went through the same ritual. Does that mean you ate human flesh too? Which is odd because the ritual was eating an Aasimar, not a human.
Yes. Priscilla found me in the caves. I was lost and hungry, and she offered me a choice. Die as a nobody, or live and gain the power to change everything. Savamelek tore off a piece of an Azimar priestess's thigh. A big, juicy piece. More meat than I'd ever received in the tribe. That was the first time I knew what it was like to be happy. To have a full belly. I swore to myself that it would always be that way. Then the madness and rage took over. I came very close to turning into an animal, no better than the weaklings you saw in the maze. But I am strong. I mastered myself. I brought myself under control. I fell so that I could rise again.
You should have chosen death. Dying's better than living like that.
You're saying I should have died that day, Lan. But then who would have listened to your feeble jokes? Who would have showed you the best caves for hunting? Who would have made you a man?
Oh, harsh, Windu.
I would have been fine without all that. And without you. Your death will make the world a slightly better place, Wenduog.
What did your service to Hasilla entail?
It was simple. I lured those I deemed worthy into the maze. To the rest, I told stories of the horrors of the maze, making them stay away. It all hung in the balance when the cave walls shuttered, and many of the young ones decided that the time of their great exodus had come. I had no doubt that Hosilla would dispatch a dozen young neaters easily. But what would become of the maze if all the tribes poured in? So when Lan ran off looking for the Angel's sword, I went after him. Not to help him, but to make sure that the sword never reached Neathholm. It's a pity that you got involved and stopped me from killing him. But then again, the evening gong has not yet been struck.
You sicken me.
Well, I'm not going to ask her to join me because I'm not interested in this playthrough. So I'm just going to tell her to take off.
Do you think I like looking at you, Uplander? I'll just wait till you're asleep, and then I'll slit your throat. No matter where you are.
Off she goes.
She's gone. But next time, she won't get away. Damn it, Wendu. Why'd you have to go and... Anyway, there's no point crying over spilt milk. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll bring the chief and the rest. I need to clear my head.
What wash? Well, I'll be damned. Turns out Old Holorn isn't as crazy as we all thought. There really were demons down here. I should have listened and sent a patrol down here, damn it. You said you were in charge of reconnaissance for the Eagle Watch, Nevia. How could you miss a nest of demons beneath Canabras? Yeah, right. Like it wasn't enough that I sniffed after every damn shadow in the city. Everybody knows the stories about the demons living beneath the streets of Canabras. Those tales are as old as the Crusades themselves. I messed up, but you fixed my mistake, so thanks. Well, how's your leg doing? Better than yesterday. Worse than the day before. I'm not gonna die, don't worry. This place must be burned with holy flame. The place is overrun with demons, but that's not the worst part. Wendu, she has been working for the demons all this time, luring the young, strong mongrels into the maze. We might be able to still save these ones. They can't get any stupider, that's for sure. But they might be meaner than they were before. But I suppose all teenagers are monsters in their own way. Ah, Lan. We don't waste words on people who don't listen to the tribe. You act the fool, you suffer the consequences. Wendu, how could she? She deceived them, and then she left. What's become of us? Chin up, Chief. The kids you rescued are safe now, the demons are gone, and the traitor's been dealt with. All's well that ends well, I say. You need to look out after the young Mongols. I don't know what they'll be like when they come to, but look after them, Chief. They went through something horrific today. Not everyone is capable of enduring something like that. It'll change them forever. As long as they can hunt, the rest can wait. Uplander, and you, Lan, you saved them. Only the Gotch can salvage their souls. But we are a tribe. We will think of something. And when they're stronger, they can go up to the surface. The time has come. Well, it's time for us to get out of here. Chief, I think I'm going to lead our visitors to the surface, and then I'm going to keep going. Something interesting is happening out there in the world. Maybe it is my chance to do something more useful than skinning cave rats. You never were one of us. You always looked up. You think I don't see these things? Our life is not for you. You must go. But where? Where is the way out? Beats me. But these beasts got down here somehow. I don't know what these documents are, but I'm sure this key will come in handy. And also there's a door right behind me, Chief. Those cheeky sons of... This is all the information on the cultists in the city. Their meeting places, passwords, their secret hideouts. I think we should show this to whoever is in charge of Canabras right now. As soon as we get back to the surface, we'll find out what's what. Alright. I think for this episode we are going to call it here. What I'm going to do in between episodes is I'm just going to go pick up all this stuff and sell it. The next episode we're going to be fighting the elementals that are down here, and then on with moving backwards up to the city. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.